Okay, and the very last thing we're going to be going over is the CSV attendance calling. This is not an automated process. You must import the CSV every day for it to work. So you can choose that Monday, Wednesday, Friday you want to send out attendance calls. That's fine. And this is another hybrid option. So if you watch the video on sending out with SFTP, you probably learned that if you have an SIS system connected and you're using SFTP, all the data that's mapped will be collected using your SIS rather than from the file. And the same is true for the CSV option. So yeah, if we toggle, I would like to use a CSV for attendance calls today, you'll see things change and we're able to actually upload a CSV. So all the data that's being gathered is the same, so you will need to upload a CSV that contains the attendance data. Afterwards, you'll be asked to map the data read to the appropriate fields. This is to ensure that the correct data is used when sending attendance calls. If you have an SIS connected, most of the data will be pulled from the API. Same thing I just said. With an SIS connected, you only really have to map the student ID, school ID, and maybe the attendance marking. So you'll choose a time to send this out to. It should be a time later than the current time. It's already 4:50 here. We're about to leave, but uh, I'm just making this video for the sake of education. So we'll choose a CSV file, and it says that it contains data for the student, first name, last name, phone number, etc. Let me just make sure. Yep. Okay. But since we have Aeries connected, we just need the ID and school ID. So we'll click Upload Files here, and I'll use that same attendance data that I had before, and we move on to data mapping. So since we have Aeries connected, we just need the student ID, school ID, and attendance description. But in this tab, where I don't have it connected, I'll do the same exact thing. And you'll see I need more data because I don't have an SIS connected. So I'll just map these just like I did in the other video, and I have the option to filter as well if I need to filter. There's that filtering form. Okay, this time I will provide a description. It doesn't matter, but I will. Hit complete mapping. Then I'm prompted for the message. Hit complete message. And it's just a summary. Attendance data, CSV, the filters that I'm using. Let me actually set a filter. And I'll say description contains absent lowercase. Complete mapping, complete message. And then here's that column 6, which is the description column. This little note here is the contains note, and then absent. Afterwards, you hit complete, and you're ready to send. I'll just show you mapping this one with more data as well. First name, last name, parent name, phone, and school name. There we go. And let's do a range. Let's do first name to parent name is Alex. So it'll look through from the column, the student first name column to the student or the parent name column, excuse me. And if the student has the name Alex or the parent has the name Alex, it'll send out to them. Complete, complete. And look at the filter now. So from column 2 to column 4, if column 2, 3, or 4 is Alex, then it's going to be sent to them. And these are all the mappings as well. So student ID maps to student ID, description maps to attendance description, etc. Afterwards, we just hit complete, and it'll send at the scheduled time. Afterwards, let me head all the way back. Afterwards, attendance calling will be disabled, and the CSV file you uploaded will be deleted as well as your mappings, the mappings that you've set.